Hello. Good day, guys. Welcome to today on Princess Anu TV, and hope your day has been going fine. Hope you've been having a wonderful day. Anyways, guys, today we're going to be discussing about three major things that can keep you grounded as a student pilot. Yesterday we talked about 5 things that are roadblocks, and those things we talked about yesterday are things you can really not do without, you cannot do anything about them. But I'm going to be telling you of some things that you can actually do something about. Hi, Helino, Aviation. Thanks for being the first today to comment. Shego, welcome. Nice having you guys here today. I appreciate. So we'll be talking and focusing on some of these things. Just 3 things, but you see these 3 things, you can be in control of it. Sahi, welcome. Sadis, Muhammad, welcome guys. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new here, okay guys, if you're new and you're just seeing me for the first time, welcome to the family. Basically, this is Princess Anu TV. We talk about aviation, motivation, and adventure. And if you've not subscribed, do me a favor, click on the subscribe button and click on that bell so that you don't miss anything. Yeah, it's for your own good. Trust me, you're going to get so much value on this channel. So guys, we're just going to be talking about 3 roadblocks. I'm going to call them roadblocks. I'm going to say things. Sai says it's new call. Oh. Anyways, if you're new here, we do live streams by 5 p.m. every day. So that in case you know, you can join us at any point in time. Every day by 5 p.m. Actually kind of late today, but it's well. So we're going to be talking about these 3 things anyways. There are major challenges, things that can keep you grounded. You know, when you say somebody is grounded, that means you're not flying. The aircraft is grounded, yourself, you're grounded. Basically, if you're grounded, automatically the aircraft is grounded. So, but these ones, I'm talking about them today because I know you can do something about them. I know that there are things that are in your control. Hello, Timothy, welcome on board. Welcome. There are things that are in your control. And I'm not saying something that's too hard or something that is too thick or so. No. Hi, Captain MA. Okay, maybe we should just give some minutes for other persons to join us in today's live stream. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, guys, let's begin because we're wasting much time on it. Whoever will join us on time. So the first thing I want to tell you that can keep you grounded as a student pilot, that some of us actually we look down on, but is a major factor, is your health. If you're sick, you are automatically grounded. Yourself, you ground yourself, and also the school even grounds you, because someone that is sick cannot fly. Don't forget, there's this safe technique. You check. Hi, Kerry Roots, welcome. You check whether you have any illnesses. Are you on medication? Definitely, if you're on medication, you're not supposed to be flying, because the medication can have so much effect on you. Over wisdom, welcome. And not only that, if you are fatigued, that's you're stressed, you're not supposed to fly, or you are not permitted to fly. If you have any flu and all that. But in summary, if you are sick, you have automatically grounded yourself and you have automatically extended your stay in flight school. I'm going to be sincere with you. When you come to flight school, you need to take your health and consider it as a priority. A lot of us look down on it until it gets to that verge, it gets to that point where it seems like, oh my God, what's happening? What's not happening? And when you're sick to a point that, okay, you're already in the clinic for 1 week, or you keep giving excuses. In fact, some persons even use that method to actually ground themselves. They're like, sir, I'm sick, I'm not coming today. Ma, I'm sick, I can't make it for the flight today. But when you keep doing that, you're actually cheating yourself. And when you don't take good care of your health, you're cheating yourself. If you know any other thing that can actually leave a student pilot grounded, leave it in the comment section. I would want to know some of the things you think, but I just have 3 major things I'm going to be discussing with you today. Any other one you feel can keep a student pilot grounded, I would like you to share that with me. And like I was saying, no medicals, basically no flight. You know that a pilot that is not medically fit obviously cannot fly. There's no magic you want to do. If you're denied of medicals, if they have crashed the aircraft, you know the funny thing, Sahi, if they crash the aircraft, they are supposed to do there's a flight. It's called, I really don't, I've forgotten the name of what that flight is called, but you have to go on a flight almost immediately with an instructor so that you can let go of that fear. You know that when there's a crash, something happens, a fear comes, or even if it's a near crash or an incident, the regulation puts it that you have to go on a kind of flight. You have any idea how much pilots who get a job immediately after flight school are paid? Okay, I'm going to be talking about that. The payment of some flight fees I've actually heard. Obviously, I've not got any job, but I've asked some questions about how some organizations pay, so I'm still going to be talking about that. Thank you so much for asking anyways. Maya, welcome. So, as I was saying, guys, you know, when a student crashes, they are supposed to do a flight with an instructor that takes away the mindset or the whole scenario of the crash, so that the person doesn't get into that threat or fear of flying again. So basically, if a student crashes an aircraft, the person can still even fly. The person is not grounded. It's not grounded. The person will still fly. Anyways, God forbid, nobody's praying for any crash, but I just had to say that. So guys, please, for this number one tip, don't forget, take your health very, very seriously. If you take your health very, very seriously, you will not ground yourself. This is something you can actually mitigate by yourself. If you take care of your health, if you eat the right foods, if you stay in the right places, if you avoid alcohol, if you avoid smoking, if you avoid any vice, any environment that is not good to you. Do you know that some persons even react to perfume? There are some kind of perfumes that some persons react to. One of our instructors was telling us of his story of how he was always coughing and coughing when he comes to flight line. He's always coughing when he goes flying. Oh my God, my battery. Okay, when he goes flying, he's always like coughing and all that. But an instructor gave him an advice that he should go to aeromedical, and they said they discovered that whether his lungs were increasing or so, and he didn't know it was the perfume. So I think he said that day he didn't use the perfume or so, and he just discovered that everything disappeared. Because you know, constant coughing will actually make, I don't know, maybe it's your lungs, or I don't know which part of your body, or maybe your diaphragm increases. Hi, Abayami, welcome. It increases to a certain point, and it can really affect you in flying. It can affect you in flying. So whether it may be, check what you're reacting to. Just make sure your health is perfect. That's number one. Guys, another thing also that can keep a student pilot grounded is the student pilot's instructor. Your instructor can actually ground you, and the person can say you're grounded for 2 weeks. He can say you're grounded for 4 weeks. He can say you're grounded for 2 months. He can say, and you know why most of the time instructors actually ground students? They say the student is not serious, you're wasting my time. What are you doing? You just come into the aircraft, you're doing nothing, and all that and all that. And before you know, you've lost an extra 2 weeks of not flying, and every other person in the class is moving forward. Your friends are making progress, and you're not flying. So how do you mitigate this particular one, that like your instructor grounding you? Thank you so much, Sahi. Misbehavior of a student pilot. Exactly. And that's, most of the time, that's part of why instructors actually ground the students, because they feel that the student is either taking them for granted, or the student is not pulling her weight or his weight. You see some people, they are not prepared to come and fly. They receive air traffic controls report, and they are doing the complete opposite, or they are doing something that doesn't make sense. So guys, in order for you to avoid this other part, it's important that you prepare extensively. See, before I go for any flight, I try as much as possible to like do some simulations in flight line with somebody. If there's nobody, I sit down on my own and I'm doing the simulation, because I don't want a case where I go and I start messing up. It's a personal thing, and I think it helps. When I got to know it from PPL stage, I continue doing it, and it has actually helped me. So in order for you not to be grounded by an instructor, for you to be on ground for so long that you did not plan for, it will be best that you do your preparations right. Do yourself a favor and do your preparations right. Okay, Also, how low is the rate of unemployment among pilots and why? I've not really done so much of that statistics because I think it depends on money. And that's even the last point I want to be talking about. But before we go to the money aspect and how you can mitigate the money aspect, I'll just talk a little about the salaries that you talked about. The salaries of okay, you said if a student pilot graduates straight from school, how much is his salary? I've heard of some airlines. Now, when I'm talking about some airlines, talking about Nigerian airlines, I've heard of some airlines in Nigeria that when you come straight out of school, you're going to be paid about 600k. And you'll be paid 600k. Then when you get some certain amount of hours, your salary is going to increase, maybe to 1 point something. That's the moment you leave flight school. I've heard of some other airlines too that the moment you leave flight school, they start paying you 1 point something, like 1.2 and that. So there are some airlines too that the moment you leave flight school, they pay you as low as 100, 300, 500k. It's weird, but because they know that a lot of persons are looking for this job, and obviously they feel if you don't want it, someone else can take it. And so the salary ranges, it just depends on the company you're working with, how the company manages their fund, how they treat their staffs. But the truth is that if you leave straight from flight school, you have a chance, or what I've heard is that you have a chance of getting a good placement. And if you get a good placement, you can also get a good pay. At least imagine as a student pilot receiving nothing, then you started working and you're receiving an amount of up to 600k or up to 1.2 million. I think it's fair. I think it's something that you should be able to manage yourself with, you should be able to live within that means for now till you get something bigger or something better. In fact, some of our instructors are going to tell you that just make sure the moment you leave flight school, look for something and be flying. No matter what it is, look for something and be flying. You know, the day they said that in class, I was actually laughing, but it's true. Because in flying, you have to keep yourself current. In flying, you have to keep yourself updated. So you cannot be in a situation whereby you stay on ground for 5 months because maybe this company says they're going to pay you 200k and you're looking for a company that is going to pay you 1.5 million. So I'm going to advise, if you get a job, just start with it. There's always a starting point. Definitely you're not going to remain there, but there's always a starting point. And as I say, personally, I'm trusting God to get a job immediately. I'm done with flight training, and when I do that, wherever I see to fly, I'm going to start from there and climbing, you know, to get to where I desire and where I actually want to get to, or where I think God wants me to get to. So that's basically how it is. So if you leave immediately after flight, you can get a job and you can get a good pay. It just depends on your taste. Some persons are like, oh my God, it's a job of 2 million. You know, to an extent, it's just captains that are paid a large amount or large bulk of money in like aviation, because obviously they've worked for it. For you to work for years to become a captain is not easy. See, flying alone is not like we're not gambling. You have to know what you're doing. And for you to become a captain, like I've said before on this channel, not everybody can be made a captain. Not because they are not qualified to be made, or not because they don't have the requirements, but there are some things like responsibilities, the way you handle situations, the way you talk, the way you relate to people can actually determine if you become a captain. So the thing is, when you see captains, I'm not lying, like I really respect them so much, because I know that they've worked so hard to get into that place. It's not beans. Whenever there's an emergency, the captain is the one that does the whole thing, giving commands. He's the one responsible for that aircraft at that time, and you're talking about lives. So anytime you think about flying an aircraft, the main thing you should consider is lives. The amount of lives that are involved in the amount of lives that person is carrying. So guys, I hope I treated those questions before we move on to the last thing about finances. Mayowa, thank you so much. I'm fine. I'm doing great. As usual, always doing great. Thank you so much. Okay, Sahi says misbehavior of pilots. Sorry guys, I'm trying to quickly fix something. Okay, Sahi says misbehavior of pilots can actually cause the person, you know, not to, obviously, to be grounded. So let's move over to the last tip before my whole device runs down. I'm sorry, like I didn't connect my device to its power source now. Okay, the last tip is about finances, guys. Finances is very, very important. Finance can keep you as a student pilot grounded. Damola Olatide, welcome. First time seeing you on this channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've not subscribed, subscribe. And we always have live streams by 5 p.m. every day. So do well to keep joining us. And don't forget to give a thumbs up to this video. Anyways, let's move over. This finance part is very, very important. That's why I left it for the last. Guys, you see, before you start your flight training, you might have had some amount of money, stacked up, and some things kind of happen along the line. Hi, it's Wanza. I'm using my sister's phone. No problem, Wanza, welcome. So, you might have some money packed up, and sometimes during the course of the training, they may say, pay for this, or maybe you failed the check ride, you had to pay again, or maybe they say, okay, the money for this particular training is exhausted because you've been repeating exercises and you have to pay again. Maybe they keep saying things and you don't have money. That is when grounding for yourself comes in again. So because of finances, I've heard of a lot of persons. I check on LinkedIn sometimes, I check on Instagram, people talk and they be like, I left flying for like 5 months, or I left flying for like 2 years in order to go and find money for my training. See guys, the truth is that finding money for training is usually not easy, but I would advise that you look for grants, you look for scholarships, you look for sponsorships. See, when you're moving up, when you start flying, make your family members, make your friends, make people that are genuinely concerned about you, make them know that this is your dream and you've decided to chase it and you're going to do your best. Why I say so is that when you make them see this, that you actually love what you're doing, they have a way of contributing. And if possible, if you can do a part-time where they do part-time, because there are some areas, there are some flight schools they do part-time, if you can do a part-time kind of flight training and be working, so you go fly in the morning, you go work in the evening, or you go fly in the afternoon, you work in the morning, find an option that suits your financial plan. You cannot do more than yourself. See, flight training should be like a continuous road. If you stop and you come and start again, you're going to spend more time. That's the problem about it. So it's better you start and you continue and finish till the end. It's not so good if you start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. It's not a good thing. And now that's why I'm always saying that before you even pick a flight school, check your bank accounts. Check the source of funds, because there's no point starting, like I've said it before, is it worth it to actually stop at getting a private pilot license? It's not so worth it, because you cannot technically use that money, use that license to get money. Like technically you can't use that license to get money. But if you move over to getting a commercial pilot license, even if it's a commercial pilot license without the multi-engine, you can still get a good job that can be paying you and all that. So I think before you pick any flight school, there are flight schools that are cheap. Seriously, there are flight schools that are cheap. It's not like everywhere, not so cheap. When I say cheap, not so cheap, but at least I've heard of people saying that, oh, there's in this place, flight school is cheap. But it just depends on how you want to develop yourself. Some persons like it short, some persons say, okay, they want to cut corners, blah blah blah. But whatever you're doing, find a plan that fits your finances, so that you don't start something and stop just halfway, or stop, or not even finish at all. It's very, very important. Flight Safety Academy is cheap. Please, where is the location of Flight Safety Academy? And also Elino, where's the location of Flight Safety Academy? And also how safe, because I also look at safety even more than the cost of the whole thing. Because if it's cheap but not safe, like you hear of student pilots having issues and all that, then I don't think it's something I would recommend, because it's better to be alive and find something else to do than to go for flight training and lose your life. So tell us the location actually of the flights. Did you say Flight Safety Academy? And also their safety. Okay, it's located in Florida. It's one of the best in the United States. Oh, thank you so much for that recommendation. I really don't know the school, and I might check it up, but for now I really don't know. Located in Vero Beach, Florida. Oh wow, thank you so much, Elino, for that contribution. So guys, please, I hope you got these 3 tips. These are things that you can manage. The things I talked about today are things that you can actually mitigate by yourself. They are not things that are overboard, but the ones we talked about yesterday, if you've not watched that video, go watch that video. There are things that you basically cannot do anything about, but you can work in a way that whatever happens is going to favor you. Because there are things that obviously, those 5 roadblocks we talked about yesterday, you can't do anything about them, but you can walk your way through them to make sure that they favor you. So guys, I hope all those videos we're making this period are they're blessing your life, and like you're getting so much information, and you're being a better version of yourself, and you're preparing well, because you need to really be prepared. You see, flight training is something that if you start, it's not about ginger. Like, you just start, there'll be a time that the ginger is going to drop, but the sole desire that you have for flying will keep you understand, it will keep you going. It will keep you going. Does the school you attend matter in being a pilot in an international company? Someone asked this question some days ago, and we talked about the fact that yes, it actually has an effect, in the sense that there are some schools you go to, and when you go for interviews, they just assume you already know everything, so just bypass this one. This one is good to go already. But there are some schools that if you go to, they'll have to, like, okay, sit down, let's check your knowledge, and they say give him an exam, give him a test. So I think it actually matters, but I cannot like pinpoint and say, okay, this school is a check, this school is not a check, and all that, because obviously, why should I condemn a flight school if I don't have a flight school yet? So you understand, you know how the whole thing rolls. You cannot stand on the pulpit and be saying this person is bad, this person is bad, meanwhile you don't even have half of what they have. So the school you actually go to matters a lot. It matters a lot. So guys, I'm going to be leaving you right now. Today's motivational note is short, and the word is be committed. Be committed to whatever you're doing, and stand till the end. Anything you've set yourself to do, be committed. Follow after it, stand till the end, and trust me, you're going to see awesome. You're going to see awesome results. So till I come your way tomorrow, keep being your best. I'm going to be seeing you guys tomorrow. So guys, bye. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you guys.